Dave, how have the last few days been? Have you enjoyed them so far?
Yeah, I have really enjoyed them. It's been a fantastic few days. It's been an exciting few days, obviously, after the sad news about the rest of the staff leaving. It's never a good time. However, we've had to pick the players up. We've had to inject a little bit of belief and confidence back into them, which I think that we have done. I'm sure that we have done, and hopefully they will take that into their performance on Saturday.
Yeah, have you seen from the players this week what you've wanted to see from them? Have they reacted in the right way to what's happened?
Yes, they have. Obviously, we met with the players on Sunday. We've been in and trained Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Today's session on Thursday was excellent. It was full of life, it was full of energy. And that's as much as I can ask for the players, because I know that come Saturday, that's what the supporters are going to expect. 100% commitment, 100% passion, 100% desire. And if my players can bring that to us to the football club on Saturday, then I'm sure everyone will be behind them.
Is that your philosophy? Is that how you are as a manager? Are they the qualities that you want to see from teams, whether it be the youth team or the first team?
Well, yeah, definitely, and that's something that, and it's not only as a manager, it's me as a person. It's something that I believe, and I have believed in all of my life, and it's something that I will take through all walks of life. So yeah, it's definitely an expectation that I have of the players, but it's no different to what the supporters have, and ultimately we're here to make sure that we get the right performance levels and the right results for the faithful Peterborough United fans.
Is it fair to say that attacking has been one of the sort of top priorities in training this week? Because we saw Ken Charler and David Farrell involved yesterday, two players who know a thing or two about creating goals and scoring goals. Has that been high up on the agenda?
Yeah, it has. Obviously, there's been a real need, in my opinion, for to reintroduce that attacking flair and that attacking style of play to the football club, and it's something that we've worked on tirelessly this week. And I think with a young strike force, obviously minus Aaron, it's been good for them to have some of the legends of the past. We had them in, we showed them King Kenny's two goals that he scored at Wembley. We showed them Faz's hat-trick that he got in the playoff semi-final against Barnet, and it's also helped the players then identify what's expected at the football club and the success that we all need to bring back to it.
We've heard today that Grant McCann has now left Linfield, so he's going to be alongside you for the foreseeable future. How's it all working?
Yeah, it's great news. I've only had the phone call half hour ago myself, so I have to say I'm really pleased. I've worked with Grant in the past as both a coach and a manager, so we work really well together. We have a really good working relationship. We bring different aspects, I think, to help the players as well. And ultimately, as a group of staff, we're here for the players. The players are here for the fans and for the football club. And if we can get the ingredients right there, then we can start to be successful again.
So is Grant going to be here until the end of the season, until further notice? Has that been sorted out? Do you know the sort of ins and outs of the deal that he's got?
Well, I know that Grant will definitely be here until the end of the season. Ultimately, that will be the decision of the chairman. If he doesn't continue assisting me or our situation changes, then Grant will work with me in the academy. So Grant will be here till at least the end of the season. It's great to have him home, and hopefully much longer beyond that.
Now, Aaron McLean's a funny one, isn't it? Because he's coming up against his former club this weekend. Wouldn't have been able to play against him anyway, but it's helping on the coaching side. Can he sit in the dugout? Is there any rule against that, against the parent club, or what's the protocol with him?
Well, there's two things really. Firstly, Aaron's still contracted at Bradford. Obviously, he's on loan with us. In terms of the rulings, it doesn't. We can. However, I wouldn't put Aaron as a player in that position. I think it wouldn't be the right thing for me to do, and definitely out of respect to Bradford, I wouldn't be disrespectful enough to do that. So Aaron will be at the game, and with his energy, his enthusiasm, and the brightness of his personality that he's brought to the training ground this week, I think just having him in the stands will be enough for the players anyway.
It's a tough assignment, isn't it, first up for you? Because Bradford, I know they lost on Tuesday, but it's 3 defeats in 21 in all competitions, and they're up in the playoffs and absolutely flying in the cup as well, a team with their tails up at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, and Phil Parkinson's done a great job there. They've achieved a lot this year. They have a big game next Saturday at Reading in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. But listen, we have to focus on us. We have to focus on Peterborough United, and we have to focus on this group of players performing on Saturday. And I think the work we've done in training this week has definitely re-energised the group. But ultimately, that matters for nothing if they don't perform on Saturday. And hopefully, we'll go with that real attacking flair, that attacking style of play. And if we do that, then listen, it's going to be an entertaining game.
And we know what Bradford are all about, don't we? I mean, everyone saw what they did at Stamford Bridge, clearly capable of upsetting anyone on their day, and they've got real quality. I think Hansen is missing at the moment through injury, but the likes of Stead and Clark and Halliday, who scored at Stamford Bridge, players that can hurt you.
Yeah, definitely. They have a good squad and a strength in depth as well. So we know we're not going to be complacent. We're going to be focused on what we need to achieve, and if we do that, we'll be okay. But you're right, they do have a good squad, but so do we at Peterborough United, and we'll be focusing on what our players can do.
Is it a sort of back to basics approach with how you'll go about Saturday in terms of playing with width and getting balls into the box, trying to create chances? Because that's been the major problem, particularly at the A-backs, isn't it? This season, a lack of goals and a lack of chances created. Is that something you're looking to address straight away?
Well, we'll be looking at making sure that we have an impact on the game, and whether that be in wide areas, whether that be attacking centrally and going through our forwards. There's a number of ways in which we can do it, and we want to probe, we want to be exciting, and we want to invigorate the supporters, and that's what we'll be aiming to do, and that's the style of play that we'll be looking to put on the game.
And the chairman's come out and said, hasn't he, that he wants you to make his next decision very difficult, because if you carry on winning games, you'll put yourself firmly in place to have a shot at the job full time. So it's almost like an audition for you, a public job interview, if you like.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way of describing it. The bit for me is it's a great opportunity for me, but it's 1 week. And it's not about me, it's about the players, it's about the players performing on Saturday, and the fans getting the determination and commitment levels that they deserve week in, week out from this group of players. And if this group of players start doing that one step at a time, they can start to bring the successes that this football club deserves. And if we do that, listen, and that makes the chairman's difficult decision, then so be it. But we're here for the football club, and we're here for the supporters, and we'll be doing the right things.
And the chairman said in his interview with us the other day that you're posh through and through. You've been here a while, haven't you, working behind the scenes at the club? And before that, plenty of coaching in your background too. Yeah,
definitely. I started my coaching career 20 years ago, so I've had a number of experiences along the way. And yeah, it's going to be exciting because I do love this football club, and I have a real passion for this football club. And listen, if I can rub some of that energy off onto the players, which I definitely have been trying very hard to do this week, then I'm sure that we'll be able to move forward.
One of the major problems this season has been injuries, a long list of injuries throughout the campaign. How are you looking? Have you had any more luck on the injury front? The likes of Vassell maybe back this weekend?
Yes, we're hoping that Vassell and a few others may be coming back. I'll be waiting on the injury report from the physio, John Chatfield, first thing tomorrow morning, and then I'll know exactly what players I've got available to select for Saturday's game. But I am hoping that we have a few returning from injury, so very positive.
Joe Newell's been struggling with that groin, hasn't he? Has he been able to train or do anything with you this week?
Joe's been working with a physio. He'll be training tomorrow, and I'm reasonably confident that he'll be available for selection on Saturday.
And we talked about Bradford being a tough one. It's a tough run of games coming up, actually, and a busy run of games as well. Sheffield United on Tuesday night coming up. Is that the way you'd like it, being sort of thrown at the deep end, keeping busy and matches coming thick and fast?
Well, listen, if I'm going to do the job, then I'm going to have to play those teams at some stage, so there's no better time than now. We'll focus on one game at a time. We're focusing on Bradford, and then at the end of the game on Saturday, we'll refocus ourselves and prepare for Sheffield United. So listen, it doesn't daunt me, I'm not worried about the task ahead. At the end of the day, all we have to do, no matter whether it's Bradford or any other team, we need to focus ourselves on being successful in that fixture.
And the chairman talked on Monday or Tuesday about transfer targets. There was a name thrown at him, Mark Cullen at Luton, who he didn't want to talk about specifically, but he did say that the transfer targets wouldn't change because there's been a change of manager. So the club still actively looking, trying to add players in on loan with views to permanent deals, that kind of thing?
Well, obviously, in terms of players in and players out, that's something that I wouldn't be in a position to talk about. I'm only here in the interim as we stand, and should that change, then listen, that will be different, and I would have conversations with the chairman about those appointments. But if there are any players coming in, those will be the decisions of the chairman as we stand, until he makes a decision on his long-term manager.
How big a part will those supporters play on Saturday? Because it's not been the easiest place to watch football, has it, the A-backs this season? But you'll need them at the weekend, and it'll be good to have them behind you for your first game.
Yeah, definitely. And myself and the players will be working hard to get them there as the 12th man and rally the troops. And I think if they're there, those who are coming to the ABAC Stadium on Saturday, they will see that hunger and desire, that passion that the players have got for this football club. They'll also see that flair and the flamboyancy. And listen, it might not happen straight away, but we're building on it, and it will be coming. So for those of you out there who are thinking about coming, I really hope you get there to support the team, to support the lads, and to also see what they're prepared to do for yourselves as fans.
And how proud will you be leading the team out on Saturday?
Proud as punch. I'm passionate about this football club. I love this football club, and it's a great opportunity for me to lead this group of players out for this game. I feel privileged, but also excited, and that excitement will definitely be building up to 3 o'clock, and we will be giving it our all.
Yeah. One more question on Grant, if I can. Will he register as a player as well, or just concentrate on the coaching? Because he was playing up until recently at Posh. He's still been playing at Linfield, and he brings experience and quality to midfield, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's obviously is a very good, experienced midfielder, but he'll be coming here primarily as a coach and to work in a coaching capacity. I'll never ever say never, because I think that's a foolish thing to do, but he'll definitely be coming here in a coaching capacity to assist on the training ground opposed to playing.